Hey, welcome back to another episode of Johnscryptotherapy. Today we're going to look at the trade or the setups that we looked at last week in my videos, and this is going to kind of guide us on what projection is going to happen for this week or this kind of month for Ecomi. So let's get right into it. So first thing you noticed here, once price came towards upside, we were looking for a pullback. I told you guys not to look for any buys because we didn't want to see a buy right away. We wanted to see price come back towards the downside, and you can notice here, and we talked about here the 78% move. That's why I said it's a big pump that's about to happen. You got to read the markets, look for absorption, exhaustion. This is something that I teach in my course. And of course, if you notice this, a lot of my students have gotten into this move. This was a great move. This was a structural move, and why it's so powerful to read the footprints on top of your Japanese candlesticks and of course structure. We noticed here that when we put in our Fibonacci retracement towards this move right here, you can see we did have a 78% retracement. This was a great structural move. Also, when we noticed about this candle, when I was talking to you guys last time about it, we have a lot of buyers, and these are unusual amount of buyers. And once you know we have this much type of buyers and we don't break below that, that means these are going to act as support. And once we're acting as support, it's going to be very hard for structural bounce to break towards the downside. Once you notice something very key here is that we did have a 71. And that 71 is bigger than the 43 and the 51. Why is it with 71 we didn't break below? Of course, the very simple answer is we had limit orders on top of aggressive orders that filled into the market to suppress the sellers and starting to push towards the upside. You notice clearly we had a ton of selling volume, and once we have portrayed that the sellers did not take over, this is where the buyers started to step into the market and push towards the upside. Now, what I'm going to show you guys here that is going to be really cool is to notice what are we going to do next? What is price going to do? Am I still bullish? Am I still bearish? Remember, guys, the main focus or the main idea of trading is to target the highest volume point because a lot of people want to transact in towards the middle line. I'm going to show you guys in detail why the middle line has majority of the volume, and the majority of the volume is going to kind of dictate what price wants to do. When we now take focus onto this red candle here, and I'm going to show you guys where that red candle is over here on the footprints, it's this candle right here. Where is majority of my volume of sellers? Well, right here, 179. 179 is such a key dominant level, and that's exactly in the POC. The sellers are holding this level. And why? This is the million-dollar question. Why are they holding this level? Of course, there's many options. The one option could be, well, a lot of sellers were selling in the bottom and they want to break even, so they want to go down, take out the break evens and start to buy the price towards upside because they're starting to see that momentum shift towards upside. And the key things that we need to notice is going to be very simple, guys, here. We need to see aggressive buyers coming into the market doing two things: breaking above that selling structure to take away those sellers. And when you look at this two-way option is that the sellers become buyers and the buyers can become sellers. So in this way, we need to give the sellers the opportunity to say, hey, this is an opportunity for you. Start understanding that the market wants to go up. So if we could break above this level, let's just say roughly the dominant level of 0.000221, that area-ish. Remember, it's an area, it's not an exact point. Once we break above that area and we have confidence that the buyer's taken out the key dominant seller of 179, guess what all these other sellers on the top are going to do? Half of them are going to run away. Think about going to war and you take down the biggest leader. Once you take down the leader, everybody starts to follow. And their leader is going to be holding around the 179 or the volume of 179. Once we could successfully take out that leader, that's the struggle for them to start to realize, hey, we need to start becoming buyers because this move is starting to be bullish. And once you guys notice here, as a trend trader, we actually broke above the previous structure that created the new low right here. That's giving us so much confidence that, we're starting to see price going towards upside. We're starting to see that move up. The confidence that I have as a trader to slowly start seeing us at least going towards the POC is going to be one dynamic move, and that move is in the big candle. Once I open up the footprints and I go back in time, take a look at this number right here, 138. 138 is one of the biggest levels for buyers, and on the bottom again, 92. And again here, 35. And what they're doing right here is holding price above this level. Why is this so important? Well, this is our strongest level. Now, the only concern is this candle over here did not show me any signs that we're slowly starting to see sellers coming into the market to try to suppress the move. I'll show you what I mean here. If I'm looking at the delta, it's still positive. The delta's still positive. The delta's still positive. The only time that we're slowly starting to see price fail is the last 3 candles right here. So is that a good sign for me to see as a trader? Not really, guys. Not really. And I'm going to explain this to you, okay? If I told you the majority of the bottom here are buyers, think about this, okay? When I used to work at a firm, I'm going to explain to you guys how simple this ideology is, okay? If I'm telling you in a professional setting, all these candles over here are all buyers. Think about that logically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles are buyers. What do I see? I'm going to keep it simple. I see stop loss underneath. Why would I want to go up and let these guys win the trades with me? Wouldn't it be logical for me to go a little bit lower, liquidate those lows, then slowly do what? Start to push the price up. And what I'm looking for, to keep it very blunt and simple, if you want to be patient, wait for a pullback that liquidates, because we have way too much buyers and we don't want everybody to win. As sad as I want everybody to win, the truth about trading is we go against the herd. We go against the opposite of the trend to give us the opportunity of what price wants to do. If I have so much buyers here, there's going to be a lot of stop loss underneath. So I want to see liquidation first. And we only have 3 candles that are failing. That's not a strong sign for me to start buying the market right away. My overall idea is to buy. If I was an investor, I'm already in the market. If I'm a trader, I want to keep it simple. I need liquidation. Once again, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles buying the price, and we're failing to go higher, and we only have 3 candles failing, what is the volume telling me? There's more stop loss on the bottom than on the top. So logically, I want to make people offside. So once again, I want to see a liquidation. Let's be a little bit safe here. Let's look for 0.00018-ish. Let's wait for that liquidation, maybe even lower, guys. We can see even a lower liquidation. But remember, the lower the liquidation, the better the opportunity for price to start to contract or trying to push towards the upside. If I wanted to look at this as a huge move, I could simply put in my volume profile and say to myself, where is the overall presence here? Well, it's already at a 78. Maybe it could still go to an 88, which is still safe in the Fibonacci ratios. So if I could go a little bit lower and I could see maybe a wick, take out these orders and a seller coming in with heavy volume and failing, then that is my trigger to go towards upside. For this time being, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy right away. Reasons why: it still can go sideways in the meantime until we get enough sellers offside for the buyers to say, this is an opportunity. And when that opportunity comes, that's when we're going to strike towards the upside. The beautiful thing about this, and I want you guys to take this last note, is we're getting a lot of volume here. That is like rocket fuel, especially for a project that wants to go long term. Think about a lot of people that have transacted here. The project has found support. And you could see clearly we're underneath, so we found a lot of resistance. That's why price has been going lower. That's why a lot of people are disappointed with this project. And I totally understand why. And once we break above this level, say bye-bye to new low levels, and think about new retest levels of support for price to now rotate towards the upside. And this is what we're waiting for. This is the opportunity we're waiting for. And once we do get that opportunity, guys, this is going to be a powerful move. And I really do believe it's going to make new highs. And I cannot wait to see what this cycle has to produce. The other major thing that I want you guys to notice, there's a lot of things, guys. I wish I could just speed up the videos, but I like to explain the real reasons on why I trade. I have this teacher way of doing this. That's why I offer a course. That's why I love to teach and show you guys what I'm trying to explain. We do have this beautiful head and shoulders where the head is right here, and now we're slowly starting to form the shoulder. And that's why I'm trying to explain to you guys, we can still go sideways. So I want to see liquidation. I need to see liquidation. And once we break that trend line, once we break that zone, what else can we expect? We can expect a big move. And if I'm looking at this and I'm going in a small route, I could absolutely go up here. I can absolutely do that. But I just want to go towards the body, the tops of the body. And once I look at that break, guys, you can see the price is estimated to go to 0.000289. That is already a huge move. That is a beautiful, huge move. So this is the expectation that I have. Once price does break towards the upside, guys, you could put your volume profiles a little bit further back and look for the next major zones. And the way I like to pinpoint it, just put it at the POCs. And these are going to be target zones that I'm looking for in the future. And if you guys do like this video, all I ask is to make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The more you guys support these type of videos, the more I can make videos for you guys, as in more consistently, once every 2 days maybe. So I want to make sure my time that I'm offering to you guys, it goes to value. I know a lot of you guys send me videos and pictures of the results and all the trades that you guys are doing with my analysis, and of course putting in your own perspective into the market, which I appreciate. I've been consistent with Omi. I love this project. I think this project is going to do a lot of amazing things. Of course, slow and steady wins the race. I know a lot of people want to get bigger results, which I totally understand. But if you're not trading it and you're just holding it, I cannot say anything but you have to wait. But if you are a trader, there's no excuse for you to only make a certain amount. You got to make a better percentage. And to trade Omi, it's absolutely possible. I've been doing it for the past couple of years. So if you guys want to look back at my results, you're more than welcome to do so. My students know how I do and everything that I share. And if you guys do like this, please do me a solid favor. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you for being a great community. And I cannot wait to share more thoughts, more results, and to make sure Omi goes to the moon one way or another. Other than that, thank you so much. Take it easy. And John out. Peace.